Hey everyone, Dominic here, bringing you another Ravening Report. This time we've got game number 5 of Edmonton Onslaught 2019. My opponent for this game was Sylvan Elves, and the game type and deployment was Refused Flank with Breakthrough. Let's get started. Here's a quick look at my deployment. After, I think, 2 drops, I decided to just drop for first turn. So I have a unit of Vampire Knights with Musician, unit of Great Bats, unit of Winged Reapers with paired weapons, 10 Wraiths, 2 Bat Swarms, a Shrieking Horror. I have 11 Barrow Knights, full command, Black Standard of Zavgod. In that unit, I've got my Vampire Count General, Wizard Master of Occultism. He's got Eternity Gem, True Thirst, Talisman of Shielding, on a Skeletal Steed. That's pretty much it. And Arcane Knowledge is his Bloodline upgrade. In this unit, I have Skeleton Warriors, Sword and Board, full command, Banner of the Relentless Company. Inside that unit, I have a Vampire Courtier with the Flying Horror upgrade. He's got paired weapons with Touch of Greatness, and he's a Apprentice of Evocation. In that unit on the other side, I've got a Necromancer Adept of Evocation with the Talisman of the Void. And then finishing off, I've got 2 units of zombies, Standard and Musician in those. So for the Sylvan Elves, I think I was just taking a picture of my battle line here. He had a unit of Pathfinders with a, I believe, is Pathfinder Lord in here. These ones, he's got Kestrel Knights. They're just off their flyer pools. He's got the Wild Rider Knights. I forget what these guys' name is now. But either way, those are there. He's got some Sentinels. He's got some Archers. He's got another unit of Archers. He has a BSB on this corner, and his Wizard Master of Druidism, I believe, on this corner. He's got a unit of 6 Tree Folk up here, another unit of Sentinels, and a unit of Dryads finish off. So that's kind of what the table looks like after his Vanguards and whatnot. And like I said, I dropped for first turn. So I decided to push up the center pretty fast. I move up the Great Bats as far as I could to get over here. The idea there is I just want to keep them out of the forest as much as I can, because I want to try and get rid of this unit quickly. We go into Magic. We do Breath of Corruption on himself, I believe. Sacrifice, it goes off. And then we try and bring back some zombies over here. Bring back a few. We also do Hand of Glory. I think he stops this one on the Knights unit, I believe, on his own. So I think he actually may have stopped all of the magic other than the bringing guys back in the zombie unit. Yeah, kind of what I did. Like I said, I pushed up the center. These Vampire Knights just say nope, and we head for this side of the table. I figured I'm going to just run over here and try and get into these Dryads and prevent them from getting into my backfield for the secondary. So here's this. Sylvan Elves, turn 1. He doesn't move up. He's going to try and do some shooting, I believe. These guys here, again, he's just holding off. He doesn't want to get too close to the Horror, and he doesn't want to get too close to the Wraiths, so he's just holding back at the present. These guys just shift up a little bit. They're going to do some shooting. He goes into, I believe, Magic and Shooting. Between Magic and Shooting, he wipes these guys right out completely, 100%. He also does all but 1 wound to these bats, which is fortunate for me. He did move his, his Treekin backwards there as well, but he's still actually fairly close to both the Knights and this Vampire on the corner. Does some shots over here. Doesn't quite get rid of these bats. And I think that's pretty much it. So that's what the table looks like as we start turn 2 for Vampire Covenant. Looking at this, I decide this bat is going to charge over here. He can't stand and shoot because I'm too close. That'll get him out of the way. And the knights are going to charge. And then this Vampire Courtier is also going to charge. So he only needs a 7. They only needed an 8. Just the Courtier makes it in, unfortunately, which means he's more than likely dead. And it also screws up my overrun plan to get into these archers as well. So that's rather unfortunate, especially for only an 8-inch charge. 8-inch on the dice, that is. We continue moving. These knights just boogie over to the side, like I said. I'm going to try and do the breakthrough on this side through those dryads. And we're just holding back with these guys, pushing up with this one. We go into magic. We do Breath of Corruption. We get this one off. We also try Hand of Glory. I believe he stops this one. Actually, I think both of them may have gotten off. That's pretty much it. No shooting. We go to combat. I do a couple wounds here, but he does kill me outright. Over here, he kills the bat. And that's pretty much it. So that's how things are looking as we start turn 2 for Sylvan Elves. So over here, he charges in the clear off my chaff. And get what this is looking at here. I think this is, he didn't really do much for movement. So we went pretty much straight into magic and shooting. Starts picking away at the wraiths. And that's pretty much it. Continues shooting, continues picking away at those wraiths in the shooting phase, gets rid of them completely. And then he moves on to combat, gets rid of the bats, and overruns very, very slightly. And that's kind of how the table's looking like. So turn number 3 for Vampire Covenant. We charge these guys even though they're in the forest. I think I can still do quite a bit of damage to them. They charge in, they make it. Over here we get within shooting range of the Wild Riders. Try and knock off a few. These guys pop their banner of the Relentless Company, march past all of this stuff. Really hoping that that I break this unit and get back over here so that he doesn't just charge the flank. But the zombies are going over here for the breakthrough objective. And that's pretty much it. The knights continue over here. They're now within charge range of them for my next turn. We go into combat, or magic, I guess. Looks like he regrew some wounds on them in his turn. But we do Hasten the Hour, or not Hasten the Hour, the minus Resilience. I forget what that one's called. Whispers of the Veil. Whispers of the Veil over here, and we got Breath of Corruption off on himself. We do shooting. He gets really lucky, actually. I think I only killed 1. Yeah, only killed 1 with shooting, which is weird. Even with just 5 shots, I rolled garbage. As you can see, we go to combat. I wipe these guys. I didn't wipe them out. I did quite a bit of damage, and he failed his break check. We overran, but we were an inch away from making it into these guys here. So that's what the table looks like as we go into turn 3 for Sylvan Elves. So over here, he declares that charge into the Horror, and he decides to bail out with his BSB, brings the Kestrels over here, set up some other charges, moves the Pathfinders away. He's going to try shooting at these knights as much as he can to knock down their numbers, completely trying to get out of the path of all of these rank and file that he's got nothing to go through with. And then he starts shooting. Starts slowly knocking off guys, knocks off more guys, knocks them off to just 1 rank of dudes. And in combat, he wipes out the Horror, no problem. Pivots on the spot like so. And that's what the table looks like as we start turn number 4 for Vampire Covenant. So right here, we're going to charge in. These knights over here are going to charge in. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is this for this unit here. These guys pivot on the spot. The Necromancer bails out, goes to this unit, the center over here, so that he can't just snipe him out with the Kestrels. And we're well within our breakthrough range now as well. We go into Magic. We do the Dead Arise up on this hill as far away as we can. This one goes off, brings up a couple guys, and you'll see soon that these guys prove to be very useful. We bump up their numbers as well so that you can't just shoot them off in one turn. And we go to combat. We don't quite wipe the archers out. They did flee, but I decided to restrain my pursuit, face this way. There's better targets over here. That's pretty much it. Over here, I actually whiff. Actually, I didn't whiff. I did a pretty good amount of damage, but he just made a lot of ward saves or Aegis saves. So I did win. He passed his check, and we're sticking around. Turn 4 for Sylvan Elves. The Kestrels are going to go over into the zombies, kind of like I figured. Like I said, I had moved my Necromancer to the center, so he can't just snipe them out. They make it in, and I think he backs up, actually. His BSB runs over here. His Wizard bails out of the archers. These other archers do rally on his turn. His Pathfinder Lord is over here hanging out, and the Wild Riders, they actually moved down this way to go help out with those Dryad fight. So that's kind of how that's looking. He goes into Magic. I believe he gets Oaken Throne. I think he tries to damage these guys. In my turn, I had grew them pretty much back almost to full. So he's going to try and do as much damage as he can with shooting, which he goes into. Oh yes, Magic, he got the toughness as well. So these guys are super tough over here. And then continues to shoot. Knocks him down to just under rank. And we go over here. I do lose. I crumble out quite a bit. I pass my steadfast check, and I decide to face this way since I'm around, and I think I can regrow that unit okay. So this is going into turn 5. Oh, I guess there was one more. The Dryad fight continues on. We're slowly chipping away at them. They're slowly chipping away at me, but they're sticking around. So turn 5, the Vampire Knights, or not the Vampire Knights, the Barrow Knights are going to go into these archers. They're going to try and stand and shoot. It doesn't actually knock off any more guys, I don't think. Might kill one more. These guys are going to charge down the hill. He stands and shoot, kills off a couple guys. They make it in. The Knights make it in. These zombies pivot on the spot and swiftly reform, I guess. They're going to move up here to block this rear charge from the Wild Riders. And these guys, I think I tried to get them out of arc of the Wild Riders, but it wasn't going to happen. We go into Magic. Oh, no, I did. We do Arise over here. I think he stops it. We do... I think I gained a guy back from Arise over here as well. That's pretty much it, though. We go into combat. We do a bunch of damage. He does pass his... actually looking... Pass his break check here. I'm not sure how he did that. So he wouldn't have been steadfast because I do have a rank. Oh, no, I know what it was. I had less than the guys, so he was steadfast, and at the end of the combat, I grew back guys, so that's why he's sticking around. And that's pretty much it. This one fights out. I think he continues to do damage, but they're still around for another turn. Over here, it's a really big upset, actually, because he's doing wounds faster than I'm doing wounds to him, which means that these guys don't even have to come in to help him out now. Over here, though, we do this fight. I win, and I restrain my pursuit. So, actually, we killed the archers that are over here, and we overran it to the sentinels that were behind. So we've trapped some guys. And, yeah. Start of Sylvan Elves, turn 5. He charges the rear with his BSB, and he charges the flank with his general. They both have something like 4 or 5 strength 7 attacks. with their loadout, so he figured what better to target than some knights. Only his BSB makes it into the rear. His wizard decides, nope, we're getting out of arc of sight of the skeleton block, so he's over here. He does completely forget about these zombies at this point, though. Fights over, does magic over here, continues to boost these guys' toughness just so that I can't wound him. It doesn't matter, though. They wipe out the unit, the Necromancer crumbles, and that's it. In my combat, I guess I didn't take a picture, but this one over here, we killed the Sentinels, and we pivot on the spot to face the rear, actually, of this. Actually, you know what? This might have been a flank, but it looks like a flank from this picture, but it was a rear in the game. So we charged a rear here in my turn. In this fight over here, in his turn, in this fight, I issued a challenge with the unit champ, I believe. So he kills the unit champ, does the bare minimum. I think he didn't even get any overkill. I think he just did 1 wound, plus a rear, plus a charge. I beat up on this unit at the front, and they break. We elect to. I think he held, though. I can't remember if he held or if he broke, but either way, we're winning this fight over here. So yeah, that died, and then this is the start of turn 6 for Vampire Covenant. We charge a rear over here. He holds. We go into magic. We do Breath of Corruption. I believe we get this one off. And we also grew back some knights. We go into this fight, and I kill his BSB. Pivot on the spot just to face this oncoming stuff. He's not going to charge in. And with the amount of shots that they have, as good as they are, I don't think he's going to get the whole unit on his turn 6, so the skeletons had turned to face these I guess the Kestrels were here. He turned to face the Kestrels and this charge. Figure they're coming in. But what ended up happening is in the combat, I did 2 wounds to the wizard. She broke. She ran through here. Rolled the dangerous terrain, and it was actually kind of an iffy moment. Rolls it, and it landed on terrain piece. The entire game, both of us had been re-rolling anything that didn't land completely flat on the table. You could see that he didn't want to re-roll that one. I was like, no, you gotta re-roll it. We've been doing it this whole time. Re-rolls, it gets lucky and sticks around. But yeah, that was really close. But since this one ran, the Kestrels actually failed to panic and broke. So they're out of here. These guys can still probably go through this unit no problem, but that's what the table looks like as we go into final turn 6, Sylvan Elves. The Dryads decide not to go into the zombies for whatever reason. He reforms on the spot to try and get into the secondary objective, but forgetting that it's refused flank. So my deployment zone is actually further back, so he can't even get in. Over here, he moves up. He does his shooting. Like I said, he doesn't knock him down. Kills 2, 4, 6 knights, it looks like. His wizard rallied, and I think he regrew a wound on it, but it didn't really matter because I wasn't getting any extra points for there. In this one, he actually decided not to go into those skeletons, which I was pretty surprised. Like I said, these guys go through that unit like butter every day of the week, so he didn't, and that's pretty much the end of the game. Looking like that. He did rally his Kestrels as well. So that's what the table looks like at the end of the game. Do up the points with the secondary objective going in favor of the vampires as well. Really, really close game. Only ended at 12-8. Good way to end up the tournament on a win. Although I didn't do so great the rest of it, but still fun. It was a fun game. Fairly new opponent to the game as well, so I had a good chat with him about different things that he could expect, like that last charge into into those sword and board skeletons. I told him absolutely go for that charge because they run through that unit no problem. So, but fun game, fun tournament. Only had one bad game, so that's pretty decent. Ended up, I think I was 17th place out of 24 players, so not bad, I guess, but not great by any means. So, hope you guys enjoyed these reports. Stay tuned for the next one.